perfectly ridiculous.
I should have told her.
Well, I tried to tell her, but it was no difference, you know. Are we having all... No.
Yes. Hey, up, quick, Martha.
Hello, Linda.
What do you think you're doing here, Ivan Chavesky?
I've come to take you home.
You've got another thing coming to you.
Why did you leave?
Why did I leave? Well, that's a good one. That's today's chestnut, that is.
I'm asking you why.
Look, let's go home and talk about this, shall we?
If he goes back to our house, then I'm not.
Oh, don't be so daft, Linda. You've got to talk it over sometime.
Why?
Well, you just have, that's why.
I've never noticed you and me dad doing much talking, Mrs. Marriage Guidance. You haven't seen him in years.
Look, you leave me and your dad out of this. All right? If you won't go home and talk about it, we'll talk about it here. And it'll be as good as a concert for everybody.
I
can't hear a word they're saying.
Hang on, they'll be raising their voices soon enough.
Well, did you ever hear the like of that anywhere?
Nice language, I must say.
Yes?
Never you do that again, you frighten the life out of me.
What can I get you?
We're quite all right, thank you.
Well, you see what that notice says? Ladies are kindly requested not to remain at the bar after being served.
Packet of crisps, Martha, get me purse.
Hey, up, she's hit you with her handbag.
Got a dirty mind, that's what you've got.
You still haven't answered me.
Answered you? I should just think I haven't. How you've got the face to stand there and come out with things like that.
All I said was you two seem to be very friendly on that charity to Landodno.
Do you remember when the old street went on that outing to Landudno? Do you remember, Minnie, that Harold Chadwick gave her his paper hat? Now, I'd be the last to say anything, but it makes a body think.
Yeah, and what were they doing all that time after they left us in Happy Valley?
If it's anything like that, don't tell me. I don't want to hear.
Well, they said they were trying to find St. Tudno's church.
Whatever would they want a church for?
Well, I'm not saying they weren't, not for a minute. Far be me from it to come between any married couple, but it makes you wonder.
Do you remember the state he were in?
Remember it?
Them as can't hold it shouldn't take it.
Well, it was all through him. We were 2 hours late getting back. I remember that Elsie saying, well, he said he was only going with the lads to have one or two. Without a word of a lie, I heard they had to search every pub between Landudno Junction and Conway before he found him.
Aye, and if we stopped that channel once on the way home, we stopped it 20 times.
So don't you come Landudnoing it at me.
Look, this isn't getting anybody anywhere.
You're dead right, it isn't. Look, I've got one more thing to say to you. Sling your hook. Get out of here. Because if you don't, I will. All right.
Linda!
Leave her be.
What am I going to do?
Well, that's something we'll have to think about, isn't it? Come on, what you having? Annie? Him and Elsie's just talking now.
All quiet, eh? Well, he wants to look out. He'll be learning some very funny English. Hey, what were we talking about before? Oh, I know, Florrie Ledbetter.
Hey, poor soul, we shall miss her.
Oh, we will and all. It isn't as though she only did the laying out. She always collected for the wreaths.
Oh, for the touch of a vanished hand and the sound of a voice that is still.
Hey up, Martha. I didn't know you were as struck on her as all that.
No, I was thinking of an inscription to put on wreath.
Wreath? What wreath? I hope I'm not going to be called upon to give it. It isn't as though she came from my street.
Well, I was thinking of one from friends at the snug of the Rovers' return.
Ah, well, you've got another thing coming. Besides, what would her family say? They're all strict TT. No, I haven't got the price of new winter vest, let alone carnations for Florrie Ledbetter. Oh, well. I'm giving it up. It's home for me. I think I'll go and make myself a cup of cocoa. Do you fancy one?
Well, if you're sure you can spare one.
Indeed, I can spare one. Just because I'm again shopping for floral tributes for the late Mrs. Ledbetter, God rest her soul, that's not to say I'm to a cup of cocoa. Good night, Minnie. Good night, Minnie.
She was always a fire, and even when she was little. You know, when she was 6-year-old and the other kids in the street wouldn't let her be May Queen, she put that Janice Pomfret in hospital.
You can't talk to her. The minute you start, she flies off the handle.
Ah, they're both the same. Oh, Dennis slammed off out this morning. I only hope he decides to come back soon. Tomorrow's his day for wood carrying.
Is it good work, then?
As the Eckers like him, carrying his pencil to labour. Hey, how about your train back?
I'm not going back.
Well, what about work in the morning?
I'm not going.
Oh, don't be so daft, Ivan. Just because you and Linda have had a bit of a set to, there's no need to go throwing yourself out of work.
That's all right. Taking a week out owing to me. I want to wait right away at Christmas and take Linda to Landudno for a bit of a change.
Ah, yes. Well, the least said about Landudno tonight, the better. Come on. Let's be having it. What's the real trouble?
I don't know.
She been knocking about with other fellas?
I don't think
Well,
so.
what do you want to go saying things for, then?
I just want to hear her say she isn't.
You haven't been knocking her about, have you?
No, no. Well, I did say I would one night when she went all funny on me. But I never touched her. Honest.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it. Lambing into people never did anybody any good.
She's not like she used to be. She's not the same person.
Mind your way, I'll put the light on.
I love you. There's a friend for little children above the bright sky.
Oh, you don't want to touch any of them. You don't know which of the Glad Tidings lots handle them. I keep my own things clean. I keep myself spotless, and nobody can say any different. You could eat a meal off me, but when the committee start dumping their stuff in here, well, for all I care, the hymnals can go to ruination.
There's one here I haven't sung since I was a little girl. There was power, power, wonder-working power in the blood, in the
Oh,
blood.
button up, Martha, will you?
I thought you liked a bit of good music.
Isabel Bailey singing I Know That My Redeemer Liveth, that's what I like.
You can't beat a good Messiah.
Now, who will that be? Stay where you are, I'll go. Oh, hello, Mr. Swindley. I didn't know there was anybody left in the hall. I thought the committee'd all have gone by now.
Good evening, Mrs. Sharples. Oh.
Oh, this is a friend of mine. This is Mr. Swindley, the chairman of the committee. Now, what can I do for you? And if it's about those broken pots last Thursday, don't look at me. It was that Mrs. Barron of the Woman's Happy Afternoon.
No, I've not come about that. I've come on another errand, although naturally the question of the crockery will have to be discussed at some time. The Women's Happy Afternoon say they know nothing about these breakages.
Oh?
Look, I think I'd better come back tomorrow when there's nobody here.
I've got no secrets from my friends. I'm sure I've done nothing to hide.
Well, if you're quite sure.
I am sure.
Very well, then. The committee feels that it is unseemly for the caretaker of the Glad Tidings Hall to be seen entering licensed premises.
What?
The committee feel that it is unseemly for the caretaker of the Glad Tidings Hall...
You and your committee listen here. Do you pay me anything?
We give you free accommodation and free coal.
Do you or do you not pay me? Them was my words.
Well, there's no actual money changes hands, certainly, no, but...
But what I do with my own bit of pension's no concern of yours, is it? And besides, who said I ever crossed the threshold of the Rover?
Now, Mrs. Sharples, I made no mention of...
Prove it. Go on, bring witnesses, prove it. Oh... I don't know what things are coming to these days. Here we sit, two ladies, making cocoa and talking about Handel's Messiah, and you come barging in here with messages from your committee. Well, I've got a message for them, and it's from the book. Love one another. That's what he said. In my father's house are many mansions. You want to look out, Leonard Swindley. You've had a lot more up there, like Coronation Street.
Now, there's no need to carry on like this, Mrs. Sharples. We're just giving you fair warning.
Fair? Who else do you think's going to take this lousy job if I give it up? Go on, answer me that.
Well, we shall have to face up to that if and when the time comes, shan't we? But it will come, Mrs. Sharples, unless you take notice of what I'm saying.
Take notice of you, Leonard Swindley? Who are you to come the high and mighty with me? Why, you're nothing but a little jumped up on you, are you?
No. Now, that's enough. All we're saying is, mend your ways or you'll have to go.
Hey, do you know any generals?
Pardon?
So I'll have to go, will I? And who's going to put me out? Tell me that, Mr. Leonard Swindley. You and whose army?
to you. Dennis? Are you up yet?
No.
Well, you better be, because I'm not calling you again. What's up with you?
I think I must have had too much sleep.
I should just say you have. When I came through that front door last night, you were snoring like ripping calico. What time did you go up to bed?
Came straight back from Rover. The wireless was all crackly, so I thought I might just as well go up.
You mean you were scared of what I might say, and at least you might have taken the makeup off your face before you went to bed?
Don't start, ma'am.
Mother can't talk, you can.
Not first thing in the morning, though.
That devil's got back in again. Dennis! I've called you twice. I'm not calling you again.
Oi!
Mother. You have to do that. It sets my nerves all on edge.
That's what it's meant to do. Got to get him up some road. Today's his day for labour. What time does that make it?
20 past.
Ah, we'll put the kettle on, will you, love? Morning.
Was it me you was calling?
No, but don't let it worry. It'll save me getting you up later.
What's all this?
Oh, what?
What's that thing doing here?
Well, he'd nowhere to put up last night, so I said he could sleep on the settee in the front room.
I'm on you are a nice mother. You're marvellous. You know where to put up. There's trains back at all hours, and well, you know
Now,
it.
just a minute, Linda. Calm down. Just so happens as he didn't want to go back. He's having a bit of an holiday.
And since when has this been a boarding house? You see, he's still on the same track as last night. You can't get it into your head that I've left him. Now, shut up and listen to me for a minute. I have left him. And nobody, not you, nor the Queen of England, and nobody's going to make me go back.
Oh, grow up. You make me tired, honest you do. You talk like an ethnic book with the pages torn out. All right, so you've left him. We all know that. But just for everybody's satisfaction, would it be too much trouble to tell us why?
What's it got to do with you?
It's got everything to do with me. I'm your mother. I've a right to know. And this is your husband, in case you're forgetting. This is the man you married. This is that same Ivan Chevesky that I had to hear about morning, noon and night for 6 blasted months until he popped the question.
Yes, I must have been out of my mind. I must have. Before we got married, to hear him go on, you'd have thought I was going to be smothered in diamonds. He promised me everything. Nothing was going to be too good for me. And where did I end up? Stuck between the same 4 walls, day in, day out, until I'm sick of the sight of them. We can't have a house, you know. He doesn't believe in mortgages. Anything he can't quite pay for, you can't have. He won't even let me buy a studio couch on drip feed. And when I so much as mentioned getting a job, you'd have thought I was talking about going on the streets.
I didn't marry you for you to have to work. I wanted to be able to look after you.
Oh, yes. Ivan Chevesky, the big man, we know. Go and buy yourself a new winter coat. Here's the money. I want to be able to buy things when I see them.
When did I ever stop you?
You never stop me. No, you're too good for that. But I've always had to come crawling for the money, haven't I?
Look, if you want a job as much as that, if that's all that's worrying you, you can get one tomorrow.
You're changing your tune a bit late in the day. Mother, you're not a bit fair. I come here because I want a bit time to sort myself out.
Well, that's what we're trying to do now, love. Ivan's getting a chance to see things your way, and you must admit he's being very decent.
That's him all over. He's ever so decent. But there are other things about him, too. You don't know what he's like when he's got a temper on.
That's not fair.
Oh, shut up, you.
Be honest.
Now, look, we've all got tempers. You ought to see yourself sometimes,
That's
love.
right, go on.
Well, look, he said you can get a job tomorrow. What more do you want?
There are other things as well. I don't want to talk about it.
What things? If you'd only tell me.
You've got to talk about it. You can't go on like this, neither of you.
All right, then. Kids.
Well, what about them?
He doesn't want kids. He doesn't just not want them. He's dead set against the idea.
I'm not. You got me all wrong. You know you have. I do want children, of course I do. But not just now, not until we have a house and we can afford them.
Afford them. You see, it's the same all the time. I'm sick to death of that word. All right, then. I'll tell you why I've left you, but you won't like it. You forced this on me between the two of you. I wanted a bit more time to think. I'm going to have a baby.
Oh, push, it's only on the latch. morning, Christine. I thought I'd just slip in with these for your mother before I got off.
Oh, that's good,
And
Mummy.
don't tell her where they come from. If she asks about them, let on you've had them for a few days. Don't want her feeling like an invalid.
She's that frightened.
What, of coming home? Oh, you'd think she'd be pleased.
Well, it's just that she's worried sick about what people are going to think. And she keeps going on about it's not as though she were a voluntary patient.
Oh, she'll soon get over that. Hadn't you better put those in water?
You know, you shouldn't have bothered.
Oh, don't be soft. I'm sorry they're not blooms. They were all they had.
Why, they're lovely. And I will tell her who they came from, no matter what you say. I only hope letting her out's the right thing. I don't think I could go through all that again.
Those doctors know what they're up to. What time are you collecting her?
5 o'clock. I'm getting off work early to go.
You got her a bit of something nice for a tea?
Oh, I'll get her something from the corner at dinner time.
Oh, buck up.
Oh, I'm all right. It's just her I'm worried about. Oh, I've moved that picture. The one of the house in Abingdon Road. Thought it'd be for the best.
Perhaps it is. Yes, I think you're probably right.
Well,
Come on, let's get this.
And I would be grateful for your advice. Signed, an old pensioner. I'm coming. Don't you?
I hope you didn't mind me knocking like that. But I just wondered how you were.
Never better.
Yeah, I were right worried about leaving you last night.
Oh, well, it's all as dark as before dawn.
Oh, you're a marvel. I was only saying to Harriet Tinsley outside the pot shop. I said, Ena's in a bad way, I said.
What right have you to go discussing my affairs with the likes of her?
No, she asked after you.
Out to cop the late Flora Ledbetter's trade, that's what she is. Well, she's got a disappointment coming to her. I'm not ready for the last trump yet, not be a long chalk. I've set wheels in action.
Eh?
This is a letter to the paper asking for legal advice. And when they've put me right, I'm going to put in a bit more penwork with the Sunday papers. I can just see those headlines coming through the letterbox. We accuse you, Leonard Swindley, did-da, did-da, did-da.
Oh, you're marvellous. You're not afraid of anyone, are you?
I'm not. I'll just get me coat.
Why, where are you going? Town hall or poor man's lawyer?
Neither. The Rovers return. They're just about opening. Mind you, I don't want one, but I'm going to force myself to it. From now on, downright defiance. That's my motto. Come on.
Look,
Look, nothing, and keep your hands to yourself.
why won't you let me talk to you?
Because I've heard everything you've got to say 20 times over. You'd just be wasting your breath, and I wouldn't be interested.
How do you know?
You must be dense, I've just told you. I don't cook my cabbages twice.
I think my man must have brought this one in. I will love you, darling, till my heart can no longer sing. Oh, Brett. Fellow who concocted this will get a load of you two, shouldn't he?
Net up you.
And we'll have less of that for a start. You don't live here anymore, you know. You're only back on sufferance. We'll have less of you tucking your weight around if you don't mind.
I'm paying my way.
And I'm not. Is that what you're getting at?
Isn't it time you went to sign on?
I'll be down in my own good time. And what's it to you, anyway?
Suit yourself.
Yeah, I will. And listen here, just because you're enjoying making the most of a bit of bother, don't go taking it out on me. Go and help that kid of yours, that's all I've got to say.
What did you say? I'm asking you. What did you say?
Nothing.
Oh, yes, you did. I didn't mean it. Didn't you?
No.
I'm just in the mood for someone like you.
Ivan!
Now, let's get this straight. That kid is not only hers. It's mine, too. And you want to make quite sure you know what you're up against before you get something like this.
Ivan, don't, please, don't, please. Go on, get out.
Come on, Joe. It's all right.
But you don't want it.
Of course I do.
But you've always said it. Time and again you've said it. We don't want them yet.
Now we're having one, it's different.
How can it be?
I don't know, it just is. No, it's happened. I'm dead pleased.
Eva, Iva.
Just do go away, Gareth Pearson. You're a big telltale. Telltale bitch. Your tongue will slip. And all the little puppy dogs should have a little bit.
Hey, Gareth, do you want something to do? Yes. Well, go and ask Glad Martha and you can have that back. You?
It's not him even.
Pinch more, of course do. You can do that to the infants.
Hey, we try that on Gareth.
It's too mad. It'll only start striking.
Crying, talking, sleeping, walking, living doll. Got to do my best to please her, just as she's a living doll. Got an open eye and that is what she satisfies my soul. Got the one and only walking, talking, living doll. Take a look at her head, it's really unbelievable. She just needs to lock her up in a trunk.
Where's the picture?
Which one, Nan?
Abingdon Road.
Oh, put it away. Aren't you going to take your coat off?
Why?
Why what?
Did you put it away?
Well, don't want to go living in the past now, do we?
Hey, just listen to that noise.
Oh, well, suppose they're having a bit of a concert.
Did the doctors there say that about living in the past?
No.
What have people been saying about me?
They've been saying nothing. They've got more things to think about than you know.
Oh, I wonder.
I don't suppose anybody's even thought about it. Well, not in the way you mean, anyway. I'll go and start making the tea.
Oh, no. Nobody's even thought about it.